morning, loving children. Hope you are all happy. Wish you a wonderful day. Today, we discuss about a new play that is from Literature Reader, page number 41. The Never Never Nest, written by Cedric Mount. It's a beautiful play that represented the modern world. Right? It deals with the day-to-day activities of our lives. Let's look at the title first. The Never Never Nest. Through this, writer wants to tell us, never own a house for installment. Right? Throughout this play, he criticized the modern society, attitude of the modern people, buying anything for or buying everything for installment. Right? And here, never nest. So if you really own a house for installment, according to him, that's not our house, because it becomes our house only when we pay the full amount of that. So we cannot live in that with complete happiness, right? So often in our life, our parents, we earn money. So here we have to balance our income and expenditure. See, if our income is more than our expenditure, it's alright. But you see, often what happens, even if sometimes our income will be less than the expenditure, we will be in debt. So you see now there are many more companies, even small things in our house we buy for installment. So it can be TV, okay, bed, sofa, fridge, even the house or bike, car, whatever it is. So easily it is available just by some down payment, remaining we have to pay. But you see, this habit is not good, writers say. Even though it's written in 20th century, it's very relevant nowadays. Right? Now we have a habit of even phone, everything we buy for installment. Finally, if we are unable to pay it, the all amount, it won't be ours. Sometimes, imagine the car you buy and only a few payment we do, that means only some part of that vehicle is ours. That is a funny way of performing this play. So let's see the characters here. Jack, Jill his wife, then Aunt Jane, then nurse. Okay, they are the characters of this play. And in the beginning, it takes place in New Hampshire in US. Jack and Jill sitting in the lounge of their new house, and there comes Aunt Jane. So after this new building constructed, the first time Aunt Jane visit them. So very happily inviting Aunt Jane to this new home. They are very happy to introduce all the things and furniture, everything in the house to Aunt Jane. See, definitely Aunt Jane is very happy because she is a well-wisher of Jack and Jill. But she thought that they purchased and owned all those things out of some, maybe for rent this house. But finally she is shocked to hear that that's all theirs. But finally, then after she comes to know that that's all for installment, she is very sad. So the writer here symbolizes the middle class people of modern society, the habit of taking installment for everything and finally not able to pay back. Right? That's the play here. Then here, Aunt Jane comes and she is very happy. Here, beginning says charming, very attractive house. She is very happy. Right? And Jack, one by one, introducing her all the matters. See, we like it, handy place to sit in and listen to the radiogram. There is a radiogram along with a record player and everything is set. she's on Jane is very happy to see Jack and Jill has all these things, right? And then on Jane again asks, "Oh, have you got a radiogram as well as a car and a piano?" See, on Jane knew very well that they were quite average middle class people, Jack and Jill. So she wondered how they could earn all those. That's why she asked like this. Then Jill says, Jack, why of course on Jane? You simply must have a radio set nowadays. Okay. And see, then Jill said, and it's so nice for me, when Jack is away, I will take this radio to the kitchen and where I work, I listen music. That's nice. Then Jack says, sit down on Jane, you must be tired, right? So we have shown you all the furniture and everything. She's very happy. Now the thing stands. What happens here? And Jill asks Aunt Jane, what do you think about our little nest, little house? Then Aunt Jane says, oh, it's wonderful, right? Furniture, the car, the piano and refrigerator and the radio. Oh, it's really wonderful, she exclaims, right? And Jack says, we owe it all to you. We are very thankful for you, Aunt Jane, for this. Then Aunt Jane said, something is worrying me. During the wedding time of Jack, she gave him a gift, 200 pounds. Now she doubts whether I give instead of 200, 2000. Then Jack said, no. Why she thought such a way? Because as I told you, Aunt Jane knew very well they are middle class people. So how Jack and Jill own this many things? Suddenly she doubted whether she has given a gift instead of 200, 2000. Then on next, but Aunt Jane suspect, I cannot understand altogether. What she says, how would you own all those things yours? Then finally she asks, this house is very beautiful. So have you taken it for rent? Then Jack, oh no, we don't pay rent. This house is ours. Aunt Jane could not understand. Such a beautiful house they own. How it's possible? She asked, right? Then she thought they failed to pay rent and told, now you are not alone, you have wife and child. If you don't pay the rent, people will turn you, right? Then Jack said, no, Aunt Jane, you misunderstood me. We don't pay rent because the house is ours. Aunt Jane, yours. She wonders, right? And what she said, Jill, why yes, you just pay 10 pounds and it's yours. Look at installment. Aunt Jane's surprise, just pay 10 pounds and the house is yours. How it's possible? Right? So here comes installment one by one. Okay. Now Jack says just 10 pounds is enough. So why should we pay rent and live in the house? So they understood it's uneconomic to pay rent for a long time while they can just enjoy a house of as their own just by 10 pounds. Okay. And see, and look at the funny way he said, why be Mr. Tenant when you can be Mr. Owner? Okay, you can be an owner, not just to be a tenant. Then Aunt Jane think that, oh, okay, very nice. You might have got a good increment in your salary. But what he say? Last year he had a 5 shilling rise. 5 shilling is a very less amount, right? Then, now Aunt Jane is little serious. She understands all things that is in the house are not theirs. That are all for installment, right? Then she one by one look at all the things and ask, what about this car? Is it yours? No, really, that's also for installment. and she asked how much part of the car is yours. Then what he said? The steering wheel and one of the tires. Oh, see, look at the fun in that, and one or two cylinders. Right? What is the meaning of that? He has paid that much money only. Remaining all for the body and the engine, the money is left to pay. So if you pay money for something, a little amount, and you get that item, that you are not the real owner of that one. Only steering and a tires belongs to you. Look at. Then on Jane say, I don't see anything wonder in it. Right? And see, Jill, now look at both husband and wife think alike. They are not bothered about buying things on installment. See, she says, on Jane, see, we can enjoy the pleasure of riding outside, right? Just for 5 pounds. You see that you can get a new car just 20,000-40,000 rupees you pay in the beginning. Remaining you have to pay. So then there will be more interest that customers never think of. We are in trap, right? And then she said, one Jane, and the rest by easy installment, I suppose. Jill, exactly. Now one Jane is very serious. What about the radio? That's also for installment. Piano, that's also. Furniture, so everything in the house is for installment. So then about furniture she asked, on Jane say, I suppose all you want this leg. See, rest belong to somebody else. So Jack and Jill own only one leg of the furniture. That means only that much money they pay. So on Jane looking at the sofa, and she suddenly get up, she is angry. So I won't sit to somebody else furniture on sofa, because only some part is belong to you. Why should I? Right? So in such a way, she is really sad, and she said, good heaven, and how much do you earn? Finally he asked, how much money you earn in a week? Then Jack said, 6 pounds. Right? Then on Jane said, that is foolishness. Your expense of every week is 8. And how can you pay back all this? Your income is 6 pounds and your expenditure is 8. How uneconomic it is. Right? Then, see, Jack said, still they are okay and happy with that, and said, that's okay. You see, all you have to do is borrow the rest of the money. Look at. You have to borrow the remaining money. You have to borrow from the bank or any financial corporation. Then Jill said, very foolish way, they are very happy to give any amount of money we ask. Right? Then Aunt Jane asked, if you borrow money from such institution, how will you pay back? Jack said, that's easy. That you can just pay back in installment. Look at that. They find buying all these things for installment very easy. But you saw quite immature decision that day. So Aunt Jane is very practical, and she is very sad, and she clapped her hand on the forehead. Very sad expression. Right? And she sat back into a chair. Right? Then she realized she is sitting on somebody else's chair, and she suddenly stood up. Right? And say, then Jack asked, something happened to you? Do you want to lay down? Then Aunt Jane, lie down. Where should I lie down? Nothing is owned by you. I will not lie down anywhere. Any of the thing, because that are not yours. Look at a practical thinking. Then Jill, oh, must you really go? Then she actually want to stay there, but she decided to leave the place because she realized that nothing in that house owned by Jack and Jill. Look at how practical Aunt Jane is. Such kind of very few people are there in the society. Most of the people, most of us, trying to buy things by installment. But we have to really think, are we really able to pay back all this? See, is our income is sufficient to pay back all those? Otherwise, we will be in debt, we will be disappointed, and our family will be unhappy. Some people even in their life, suicide attempt, family breaks up take place due to a huge amount of loan taken from other institution, and by installment unable to pay back. People come and ask for money, the family would be in trouble. So this really happens in our society, especially middle class people comparing themselves with the rich people and buying many things which they cannot, which they are not able, and finally end up in misery. So we must not buy many things which are not essential just by installment and by borrowing loans. Right? That's the message here. And now, then Jack said, I will drop you by car. What do you think about Ron Jane? Will she sit in that car? No, I will not sit in that car because you own only wheels and a few part of the car. Then I will see you through by bus. Okay. Then she says, now see, actually, Aunt Jane come there as a guest, but now she feels sorry for behaving rudely to Jack and Jill because just seeing their carelessness, right? Their immature decision on their purchase, she will and ask sorry for behaving you rudely. Okay, and say I am very shocked to see the way you live, right? And she says that she never earned a penny, a little money from anyone. That's a good message. Okay, then I never do like you did. See, even she loves them and draw a check to them, right? So at least they can pay some of the installment, right? And they are very happy that they get the check, right? So Jack went to sent on by bus. Then Jill also told goodbye to them. So now they find Aunt Jane as a disturbance in their life. But actually, she came with a good message, right? So while coming back, before that, Jill took that check and very happy. It is written 10 pounds, right? So Jack came back. So Jill called the nurse. See, even they appointed a nurse to look after their baby. Right? Such kind of blind imitation of rich people by middle class people there. And asked the nurse to post this envelope, and she write and put that amount of pound and asked the nurse to post this. Then Jack came back. And he is very happy and asked Jill, how much money was there that aunt gave us? Then told, it's 9 pounds. He is very happy that we can pay 2 installment of the car. Okay. And see, but here Jill is very afraid and say that I have sent for some other purpose. Then Jack is very angry and told, why did you spend that? And she says, I have sent it to Dr. See, Dr. Martin. And see, then he is angry with and asks, why did you send? Then she asks, do you know we have to pay money to doctor? Otherwise, then she asks, is the baby is ours? Oh, look at, even the baby is not theirs. Why? It is their baby, but they haven't paid the full amount of their delivery in the hospital. So he at least, finally she said, we can tell that our baby is ours. Look at the way in which the family behave and their financial dealing. Completely wrong. Their income is less and expenditure is more, and they are not bothered about and they are thinking of taking loan, it symbolizes people in our society. So, if we want to live happily, we have to spend judiciously. Okay, know our income and according to our expenditure. Okay, that's the end of the class. Read well and understand. Have a nice day.